So 21 years now, I'm a registered NRM member. I have worked with local national organizations, okay? I have worked with an organization called Vision Terudo. I have worked with Soruda Foundation, serving people in the whole of Uganda, but with funding from foreign agencies. The communities that I've served know me for one thing, being very assertive, okay? I do not leave a task uncompleted. Complementing the programs of the NRM government, complementing the programs of the government of Uganda, yes.
So why politics?
Well, the slogan has been for a very long time, the leaders of tomorrow, okay? The slogan has been for a very long time, the future of Uganda, okay? To me, that future has arrived now, and we can no longer wait for tomorrow.
Where else have you been active in politics?
I have worked very closely with community leaders. My work involves working with chairpersons in local council 1. My work involves working with chairpersons in local council 2. My work involves working with chairpersons in local council 3. My work involves working with chairpersons in local council 5. Okay? So I have closely worked with these teams, and I'm telling you, these are the foot soldiers of this country. The great work that you're seeing the NRM government do, the mobilization, the monitoring of the government programs, is done by these lower local government leaders, okay? So those are the guys, the core.
So Mr. Daniel,
yes.
If I say you have been an unsung hero in the NRM activities, am I right?
I can't blow my own trumpet, but I must tell you that we have been complementing what government is doing. I must tell you that we have worked very closely with government, okay? But now it is time to step inside the pitch, okay? Step inside the pitch and play a complementary role directly under the leadership of His Excellency, the chairperson of the NRM government.
So looking at the position you're targeting, that's the NRM Vice Chairperson, Eastern Region.
Yes.
Why that position?
Well, I must tell you for now, that position is vacant, okay? And I'm putting myself forward to serve the communities of Uganda. How do we influence policy implementation? Recently, 2 young Ugandans got an accolade in Europe for prolonging the shelf life of vegetables, okay? They had to go outside to Europe to be recognized. Why are we not doing that in the country? So if we can have such innovations promoted in Uganda, but also be able to set price ceilings, okay? That is the role. What are we doing in SEC to guide policy implementation? How are we ensuring that we are safeguarding those farmers in setting price ceilings? How are we safeguarding them in value addition, okay? How?
So the loopholes you're talking about,
yes,
are they due to a deliberate action or the failure for the past leaders?
Our government has done a lot, okay? But how cognitively are the leaders in touch with the reality, the communities? That's why we are saying that for now, it is only our chairperson that we are saying, please, he's the captain of the NRM party. He's the highest goal scorer. The rest are playing, are just providing goal assists, okay? And if you're not providing the right goal assists to the chairperson, how well do you expect the very good programs of the NRM government to be achieved? Okay? So there are loopholes that we have identified. How did you fail to address this? And we have coming in to improve the challenges that the party is facing, especially when it comes to Eastern Uganda. Innovation, we don't need to wait for our innovators to go to Europe to learn that we need to support them. We need to identify the relevant innovations within the country among our young people and begin grooming them, incubate them and support them. How well are we doing this? But we are saying it is time that we have a young generational person to enhance generational vision transfer, to enhance NRM to stay afloat. NRM is at the top of the food chain as we talk right now in this country. But how do we ensure that we maintain that vigor consistently? We are coming in and we want to surround the chairperson with young people, okay? We want to surround the chairperson with people who give him direct views from the community level, okay? I should be able to get views directly from my peers, okay? Direct to the chairman. We don't need to go through very many channels, okay? That's what we want to avoid. We want to be able to speak out direct to the chairman and avoid avoid middlemen in the process. Yes.
Why are your contenders saying some of you people are agents? You have agents funding you.
It's very unfortunate to assume that we have agents. I would love to be given an agent to fund me. I think that's a good thing. I would love to be given an agent to fund me. But that is a very unfortunate scenario, okay? To assume that I don't know, we are frontiers of certain individuals. I think that is very unfortunate, okay? We have come here because we need to be part of the process. We need to have a representation in the process. We have identified that we need to be relevant, and we are coming to stay relevant. We are coming to represent our generation, and we want representation in the top organ, so that when we are implementing our policies, we are steering them directly in the interest of our views. We need to be very clear about the qualifications required to be the vice chairperson of this country, okay? Once you pick that, then you understand. I shouldn't be assuming to go and compete and deny my colleagues in a race for the youth league. That is unfortunate. Let's leave the youth. I should not go and struggle for space which belongs to another category. But in terms of clarity on the required qualifications of the national vice chairperson, specifically Eastern Uganda, it is very clear. And I fit very well into that.
There are a lot of divisive politics, especially in the Eastern region. What are your strategies to avert this?
Well, first of all, it's very unfortunate on what we keep hearing, especially about the divisive politics coming from our region. That's very unfortunate. As a party, we do not condone that, I must tell you, okay? NRM is still going to come out strong and united at the end of this. There is a need that we sit down our senior comrades and understand exactly why are they not looking eye to eye, okay? Where is the challenge stemming from? And it is stemming from home. So we'll take them home and sit them down and understand where is the problem coming from, because we're all coming from the east.
Do you think you joining SEC will see enough collaboration among the NRM?
That is the first step. Uganda and the whole world, the whole East Africa, the whole of Africa is keeping a keen eye on NRM, on its level of inclusiveness. In terms of collaboration, okay, my coming in is going to address a lot of things. One, demystifying the perception out there that this position is reserved for an individual, okay? That alone is creating unity, okay? Two, by the time I'm coming as a representation of the current generation of the Bazukulus, that alone is creating unity. Three, having a representation of the direct views, being able to take to the chairman the direct views and concerns of this current generation. That in itself is going to create a collaboration. That we do not want to create a detachment between this position and the reality down. They should rally behind us, okay? They should be rallying behind us and support the chairman in mentoring us, because we are here to ensure that we take the opportunity while the chairman is still at his strongest moments to be able to train us. We need to gain that experience. We need to attach ourselves for apprenticeship to him, okay? Let us do an understudy under him to be able to move on with the party in its great state, okay? So coming in is going to play a neutralizing role.
Contesting against incumbent, someone who has been in this field for a long time, directly is in touch with President Museveni. What gives you confidence?
The demystification I'm talking about. That is what we're dealing with here. The demystification. That demystification to think that certain positions are reserved for a certain category of people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. Is there anything you feel you have left out?
Well, there has been this coming up that the politics of Uganda is monetized, okay? But I'm telling you that we are not selling our generation. I must tell you, and I must tell my generation there, eat the money. When they bring the money, eat that money. In fact, when they tell you come to Kampala, before they hang up the call, you should be seated in the bus. When they tell you let's meet in this hotel, before they finish, be seated in the hotel. Eat that money. But when we meet in August, make sure that you're voting for our generation to ensure that we stay afloat. We have a representation in the party, in SEC, in the top decision-making organ. What I can tell you is that people in Eastern Uganda have seen a vacancy, and those who are brave enough like me have put themselves forward to occupy that vacancy in the position of the National Vice Chairperson, Eastern Uganda. That needs filling, that needs to be occupied, and we need to come and occupy it. And like I told you, the time is now, the time is ripe now. There is no more time.